So I came up with a plan. Or any of these games. I'm an unk, meaning I don't really understand why kids these days enjoy stuff like Steal a Brain Rot or any of these games. But there's one thing I do understand. These games make a lot of money. And right now, I'm kinda broke. So I came up with a plan. What if I make my own Brain Rot games and then create an empire of Brain Rot? Then I could get some of that sweet cash all these developers are making. First things first, I made a new group. But of course, to have an empire, I'm gonna need a lot of games. So I found these 4 developers to help me. And each one of them has 7 days to make a game. So let's see what games they're making.
I am making Cartwright into a Brain Rot for admin.
I'm gonna be doing Steal an Element.
Brain Rot incremental game.
Egg hatching brain rot game.
Wow, don't you just love brain rot? You probably noticed, but by brain rot games, I mean oversaturated cash grabs. The type of stuff that Roblox kids just can't get enough of. I'm talking spamming studs everywhere, retro slop, Italian brain rot, you know, all the good stuff. And each one of these developers is making their own version of brain rot, so it'll be interesting to see how these games turn out. Will I get rich? I think there's a pretty good chance. On day 2, Do Nothing Studios was really starting to take off, and all the developers already had quite a bit of progress. Starting with Bloxy, who was hard at work with his Cartwright
This is just a
game.
completely finished Cartwright that is accidentally a steal. I am pretty much an intellectual at Brain Rots and stuff, but I have no idea which one is the most popular. Let's do Tralala or Tralala. Yep, I've decided that.
Raikwa just finished his map.
So this is the map I've made.
Beardev is pretty much already done. And Foxdev has bushes that move. All the games are looking good, but the group was looking kinda boring, so I decided it was time for a new look. Wow. Beautiful, isn't it? Anyways, while all the developers were hard at work, I decided to work on my own game. Okay, well, I bought the game. But it'll make a great addition to Do Nothing Studios, because me and some friends are gonna turn this game into Grow a Niche Fruit, which is a very popular meme right now. Yeah, it's these really weird fruits. But I'm pretty sure all the little Timmies will love it. And now we're on track to have 5 games, and one step closer to getting rich. It's day 3, and it's been a pretty chill day so far. I got this icon and thumbnail done for my game, which looked kinda cursed, and then I started building the map a little bit more. Grow a Niche Fruit was already looking pretty good, but let's check up on the other developers. Bloxy's game is looking pretty, interesting, but it fits the Brain Rot theme pretty well. Beardev's game is just Steal Brain Rot. But Raikwa and Foxdev have some really unique ideas. I'm starting to think Brain Rot might not be so bad after all. Just pretend I didn't say that. Brain Rot is bad. It's literally called Brain Rot, but I can't help but think maybe it's kind of fun. Anyways, with development underway, some people are starting to catch on. And by some people, I mean this one guy. Do Nothing Studios already had its first fan, and it's only up from here. But speaking of fans, if you're watching this video right now, please consider subscribing, because I'm trying to get to 60k subscribers before the end of 2025, and only you can make that possible. Anyways, back to the video. It's day 4, and I got some bad news this morning. Unfortunately, Foxdev can't continue, due to personal reasons. Meaning we're now left with a total of 4 developers, if you include me. But that's still plenty of developers, because the games we're creating have the potential to go viral. And I'm sure Do Nothing Studios will still be a success. Just look at the group, we gained another member today, meaning we now have a total of 2 fans. Anyways, there's no crazy updates today. All the games look pretty much the same, and development is still underway. But hopefully we have some good news for tomorrow. It's day 5, and honestly, I'm starting to get a little bit worried about my game. You see, the map is built, and I have all the AI fruits, but the game is still pretty broken. You see, when I bought the game, there was still a lot of bugs, and I hired a scripter to try and fix those bugs, and he hasn't really done anything yet. We also need to replace all the Floppa stuff with fruit stuff, because when I bought the game, it was Grow a Floppa, and now we essentially only have 3 more days to get the fruit game finished. But now's a good time to explain the time limit. See, the reason I made this a 7-day challenge is because trends on Roblox die really quickly, and since we're making Brain Rot games and trying to capitalize on trends, there's a chance trends could die out before we release the games. That's why we need to get these out fast. And all the other developers have pretty much finished their games. See, Bloxy's game is pretty much already done. And same with Raikwa's game. And Beardev's game has pretty much been done since the start. So I really need to get this game done. And fast. Or I'll miss my chance to advertise these games and get super rich. So the first thing I did was make some rainbow versions of the fruits, which took a lot longer than I expected it to. And then me and my friend Zul touched up the map a little bit with some new models. And then I hired someone to hopefully fix all the UI. And the game was actually starting to look really good. Dare I say, even pretty fun. I'm kind of starting to like this Brain Rot stuff, and we might actually have a chance of getting rich here, but it's all up to the scripter now. The fate of Grow a Niche Fruit is in his hands, so we'll just have to wait and see. It's day 7, and yeah, I know I missed day 6. I've just been super busy with university, but now it's the weekend, and it's a perfect time to test out some Roblox brain rot games. But hold on a second, we're not gonna be playing the games today, because some of them aren't even finished yet, including mine, which means this weekend, we actually have to lock in. So I want to start advertising these games as soon as possible. But one thing I've learned... excuse me. But one thing I learned so far is that making a game in 7 days is very hard. Even though the game I bought was like pretty much finished, remaking it into Grow a Niche Fruit has still been a very hard task. But with just a few extra days, I think all the developers and me can all get our games finished. So I guess instead of a 7-day challenge, it's more like a 9-day challenge. Not planned for, but it still works out. And I'm getting more excited than ever to advertise these games. I can just feel those Robux piling up. I just don't want to rush too hard, because even brain rot games still have to be pretty well made. Anyways, day 7 didn't go how it was planned to be, but hopefully in the next clip, all the games will be finished. It's day 9, I'm pretty sure. And today is the day. That's right, all of the games are finished now. This morning, me and my scripter finished up Grow a Niche Fruit, so I wrote a description, I added on my icon and thumbnails, and it's ready. When I said all the games are finished, I mean, I'm pretty sure all the games are finished. And even if they aren't, I'm still gonna advertise them, because we're already late by 2 days. So in approximately 5 hours, I'll be running the ads. But before then, let's give one final test to all the games. First up was Grow a Niche Fruit by yours truly. So how this game works is that you buy fruits, and then you take care of them like pets. You have to feed them so their hunger bar goes up, and the older they get, the more value they have. And then you can sell those fruits, and buy better fruits. They come in stock like Grow a Garden, so it makes the gameplay kind of interesting. It's a pretty simple gameplay loop, but it's pretty well made in my opinion. I'm gonna rate this game 7 out of 10. The next game was Steal an Element, and it's very self-explanatory. It's the same thing as Steal a Brain Rot, except the characters are elements instead. I don't think the game is totally finished yet, because right now there's only 3 elements, but unfortunately, it has to get advertised anyways. But BearDev can still fix the game while it's being advertised. For now though, this game's potential is a 4 out of 10. Cart Ride into a brain rot for free admin. I mean, what else do I have to say? It's a super simple game, and Cart Ride games have been around forever. I actually think this one looks pretty nice. There's not like a million super stimulating things everywhere. It's just straight to the point. And for that reason, this game's potential is a 7 out of 10. Also, what a banger soundtrack, am I right? And finally, game number 4, Brain Rot Incremental. Basically what you do in this game is collect all the brain rots that randomly spawn, which gives you cash. Then you spend that cash on upgrading and trying to spawn better brain rots. It's pretty simple, but all the UI is actually insanely nice. And the game itself looks really good, but there is a few things that need to be polished up. I'm gonna rate this game a 7.5 out of 10. So that's all the games. They're all really good for the most part. Of course, they'd probably be a bit better if we had more time, but for what they are, I think a few of them have a chance of going viral. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's finally time to release the games. And of course, advertise them. So I made them all public and started running some sponsorships. I'm gonna check up in a few days and see how they're doing, but I guess we kinda just hope the algorithm pushes them. And hopefully the plan succeeds. And we get rich off brain rot. It's day, well, I don't even know anymore. But we're around halfway done advertising the games. And so far, it's not looking too bad. Grow a Niche Fruit has 7,500 visits right now, and quite a few active players, and a decent amount of favorites. Cart Ride into a Brain Rot has almost 6,000 visits. Brain Rot Incremental has around 4,000, and finally, Steal an Element has only 9. Since it wasn't finished, I didn't really want to use ad credits on it, and decided it would be better to use them on the other games. So for being halfway done advertising, it's not looking too bad. We have around 17,000 visits total across all of the games. So by the end, I'm expecting to have around 30 to 40,000. And of course, hopefully make a good amount of Robux. Also, being the absolute genius that I am, I posted a TikTok video hoping it would promote the game, but it did kinda mid, so I'm not sure how much it affected it. Anyways, I'll see you guys for one last final update once all the ads are finished. It's day 14, and advertisements are all complete. And now, I guess it's time to see the results. After 2 weeks of hard work, our Brain Rot Empire has gathered over 20,000 visits across all the games. But here's the real test. How much Robux did we make? So we have 475 Robux, and then we have 822 pending, which means we made over 1,200 Robux. Honestly, not bad. The Rainbow Apple low-key carried though. So, did I get rich off brain rot games? Well, I guess I made a little bit of Robux, but I think I learned something a lot more valuable than that. Making games shouldn't always be about profit. It should be about having fun, creating something that you really enjoy. Cause when you look back on the games you create, you see a part of yourself, engraved in every little block, and even every free model. Being able to look back on those memories, well, it's worth a lot more than some Robux.